All right, y'all. Welcome to your Magic Moon message. This is the Peace Dealer. First and foremost, go to supernatural.passion.io and join my app. All right. Support a real one. If you're on Instagram, you'll see it on the link, the bio link. It's on my website. It'll be the second link. If you're watching this on YouTube, click the description box below. It'll be there. All right. The first link there. There's a default free access plan, so you don't have to pay to use it. And a lot of the free series that are on YouTube will be there, like this Magic Moon message. I'm gonna upload it there right after this. And yeah, other than that, whew, welcome to the end of this Gemini season cycle, which is also the beginning of Cancer season. We are at the Balsamic phase. The Balsamic phase is a 330-degree angle to the sun as far as the moon. It is the phase where during the new moon where we plant new seeds and then we harvest them at the full moon and we complete that harvest at the 270-degree third quarter square. 330 degrees to 0 degrees, I know a lot of jargon, is where we clear the field. So after we have cleared the field, that is where we get ready to plant new seeds during the new moon. Okay? And we are coming into a bit of an a deeply expansive emotional transit. Emotions are riding high. A lot of conflict that is activating and being resolved, of course, is occurring in the broad long run as another 30-year cycle since the mid 90s, 95, 96, 97, that enable you, I'm gonna just do this real quick, that enable you to realistically see the new direction of world powers. And you know who's gonna really run shit over the next 30 years, the beginning of new alliances, new enemies, not fake alliances, but the Sun Jupiter conjunction is a brand new cycle. The last Sun Jupiter conjunction we had was in Taurus, May of 2024. And yeah, we're here, y'all. New liquidity, greater wealth. I think this cycle is going to produce so much more millionaires and billionaires around the world, and it increase the way of life for a lot of people. That's just an idealistic projection, though. Who knows if that will follow crazy crashes that will eventually lead to something higher. I just want to give you when I give you these reports, I'm going to let you know my interpretation of the various possibilities, and I want you to be the judge. I don't want to be the astrologer that's telling you, like, this is what this means, and this is what this is going to happen. I'm the peace dealer, so I'm going to just translate what's in the sky, and of course, the way everyone perceives that is going to be different to them, so you ultimately be the judge, and don't let anybody else kind of like bogart how you interpret something. It doesn't matter if you see me as your guru. You ultimately make your decisions in your life. So, you know, the purpose of teaching you this is so that you make this your own craft and you come up with your own unique interpretations. So, okay, what do we know is happening in the sky right now? The moon is in Gemini. It's making that balsamic phase, that final angle to the sun. In 2 days, we're going to have the new moon in Cancer, square Saturn and Neptune. So while the moon is sextiling, the moon is now making a 30-degree angle to the sun and Neptune in Aries. It is vocalizing through Gemini this intellectual understanding of what this new era of yourself is beginning to define itself as. And if we look at, and I'll mention this during the new moon more, but this Jupiter square to Saturn is the integration of this new world order. So the last time we had the conjunction between Jupiter and Saturn was 2021 at the beginning of Aquarius. And now, since then, this is the first 90-degree square, and it's going to deepen, right? If you think Cancer represents the depth of one's identity and character. So if Aries is the face, right, and the character that is chosen, Cancer is, where is that character from? What do they feel like? What are their roots, right? How do you begin to integrate your individuality before you take it on stage in Leo? And Mercury is in Leo right now, which is your brain processing moving ahead of your conscious awareness before the retrograde, that is having you now vocalize your boldness and courageousness, while the sun in Cancer is still making you aware of what depth of feeling will eventually be expressed on stage in Leo. So Mercury in Leo right now is, if you know people are coming to see you perform in August, where we go into Leo season and we step through the red carpet, Mercury ahead of time is scouting the stage. It's seeing, okay, who's about to come to the show? It's the promotion. You're promoting this show right now. You're passing out flyers like, hey, come to the, yeah, you have a real one about to perform. You better come see me. Blah, blah, blah. You know, you put that Leo marketing touch. Like, this is going to be the best. You know how Leo is just perpetually extra. Like, this is going to be the greatest show ever. We're going to have everything you've never seen. And it sells. It sells tickets. That being said, this is you just kind of warming up the waters, getting ready to push forward. And the balsamic nature of the moon in Gemini is a Pisces signature. So you are transcending previous thought patterns that are no longer necessary, because now you are feeling what you were initially thinking. Let me give you an example. When the new moon in Gemini came, I had to really come to the acceptance about something that is quintessentially me. And I think I've struggled to accept it for the longest time, and really just setting out time to go within. I had to be honest with myself, and I had to stop lying to myself about the fact that the truth, is I'm fucking sexy as fuck. I'm sexy as I'm so fucking sexy. Like I had to accept I'm the sexiest person I know. It is what it is. And I thought that was weird to just tell myself that. You know what I'm saying? Like that it could be so delusional. I stopped comparing myself to other people, right? Because you're only in a competition with yourself unless you're like super competitive and you want to stretch yourself out that way, right? I had to just accept I'm sexy. So this is what I was thinking over and over, like, I'm sexy. Who's sexier than me? I'm sexy. I'm sexy as fuck. Cool. And the more delusional, the better, because obviously it's not delusion. It's the truth. But now that the sun is in Cancer, I feel my sexiness. I don't have to just keep telling myself this. And so the previous thoughts I had before, like, am I really sexy? that mutable Gemini, I'm sexy or not? Am I? We let that go. We already know I'm sexy. That's fine. Okay. And I hope you apply that to yourself. I hope you understand you sexy too. All right. It's not just me that's sexy. Do you know you sexy? Do you know you're sexy? It's time to feel it. And now this is going to bring up, and that's the difficulty of the 12th house. It revisits unconscious habits and patterns that you spent the previous month overcoming, replacing, transforming. And so this is going to remind you, are you still getting caught back in old thinking patterns that don't honor your sexiness? Are you still giving time to people who aren't as sexy as you, who don't even see the sexy in you? All right. Now, it wasn't enough for me to just say I'm sexy. Like the moon went through Virgo, I'd have a reality check. It's like, okay, how does my behavior match with my thinking? I can think I'm sexy all day, but if I'm not working out, if I'm not doing anything to integrate that, then I'm just telling that to myself, right? So these are the ways that you're tested. Now the sun in Cancer is going to have you integrate that and step further into that and feel it, right? The 12th house behind the sign is what we no longer need. So when you're feeling it, you don't have to keep saying it, right? Because you're now the energy in motion, the emotion. That being said, we're going to see Uranus and Venus go into Gemini by the full moon. And the moon is also in Gemini, squaring the north node and the south node, making a 90 and 270 degree angle to both, which is going to begin to change your perspective around what you begin to believe more, as developing events are going to continue to change your perspective. The last way you want to see this balsamic phase is it is the last point of perception that's going to prepare for you to release the anchor, and then on this new moon in Cancer, go on this new boat ride. I know we finished, out of Noah's Ark. That was the old analogy. Now you want to look at this as you're Luffy, and you had been riding this ship, but you're getting an upgrade to the ship. You have a luxurious cruise liner now, or just a much greater ship that reflects how much more powerfully you feel about yourself and what you're doing. Okay, so of course, with the moon in Gemini trining Pluto in Aquarius, which is going to be eighth house to the transiting Cancer sun, this is also aligning you with a more intellectual understanding of how to communicate more extra dimensional and supernatural quality of energy of your mind, your higher mind, taking broader knowledgeable concepts and breaking it down into, communicatable, your ability to put it in words. Your ability to put it, just like I did right now, the communicate, putting it into words. So this kind of like that. It simplifies things, that prepares you to boost on this. And because Jupiter is a part of this new moon, it's like playing Mario Kart and you go through the boost and it goes faster. That's what this new moon is, but it's squaring Saturn. So it's going to limit how much you can move forward to structure the direction you go to and not just blow your move too fast. Okay, that being said, be careful. That being said, pace yourself. And given that we're clearing the field, just revisit everything that you have learned since April, because we're clearing out the activation. The first part of the season and the introduction to this movie has been activated. All the plot points, right? It looked like we were going to enter World War III. And now Iran and Israel have reached a ceasefire after the president did what he had to do to help our greatest ally. And that's beautiful. Now, this is where the next part of the season we'll see if that sticks, right? Like, is it a temporary ceasefire? Is the conflict going to resurface? Because I'm not out here wishing for war. I know you've seen me predict elements of it, but that was just based on reoccurring cycles. I'm trust me. If you're not weird, nobody really wants this shit to happen. But regardless, as we kick in this summer season and heat things up and deepen the plot, you're getting ready to break through the ground everything you've worked towards and have begun to sow the seeds for. And that's what's going to begin to show you what is developing through how you feel, how much more powerfully and sure of yourself you feel. And that emits a certain frequency of certainty that will make insecure those who have to feel like they have some leverage over you. A lot of this is irrational and unconscious and stems from bias, prejudice, and a lot of false narratives and beliefs that people have programmed into their brain unconsciously, consciously, directly, indirectly. And just by you sitting in who you feel you are, it could trigger a lot of people. And it can cause them to develop SLBS or WLBS, weak little bitch syndrome or stupid little bitch syndrome. Shout out to Colby Barrett. There's also ASS, Agent Smith syndrome. You have a lot of asses just walking around here, just perpetuating narratives that were downloaded into their processor because their brains cannot really function anything outside of what their programs are told to say. And a lot of these people know how to put a mask on as if they know, but they're just playing contrarian relative to what you say that goes against what they believe. And you could waste a lot of time going back and forth versus just standing in what you demonstrate without having to try and prove anything to everyone. So welcome to Cancer season. This is going to give you that final piece of the puzzle for what you no longer need to think, as now we're ready to move forward into the next level. This is the new wave we're getting ready to activate. And I hope you enjoy this Gemini season, okay, or this Cancer season and this moon in Gemini. And as the moon gets closer to Cancer, you're going to feel that pressure begin to activate and integrate. And I'll see you in the next Magic Moon message. For those of you who want more insight and a detailed understanding of how to make sense of the degrees, when I say this angle and this angle, I have Astro 104 on my app. I have Astro 101, which is Meet the Planets, Astro 102, which is Enter the Zodiac, Astro 103, which is the astrological houses, and Astro 104, which is planetary aspects. Those 4 courses will get you right. If you're ready to learn, I know a lot of you have wanted courses for a while, hit up my app. You guys stay blessed as always, and until next time.